Okay, guys, it's me again. And I just want to take a couple of steps away from the video game talk and say something sort of, I think, really important. And it's about the US media and maybe the global media as well and Trump. Now, before you accuse me of being a Trump supporter, I did not vote for the man, even though I am a Republican. I didn't vote for Hillary because I didn't trust her. I didn't trust her husband when he was in office for 8 years. When she became Secretary of State, she lied about Benghazi. And I just couldn't support her in good conscience. It was all about the whole feminist stuff during her campaign. Instead of talking about stuff that was serious, she went on issues with the whole transgender nonsense. You know, how can you trust somebody with national security issues when they lie about the Benghazi incident? First, it was just some random mob. Second, it was some obscure YouTube video of somebody criticizing Muhammad. Then finally, it was a terror attack. Now, I knew that was all a nonsense when they first started talking about it. You mean to tell me that a bunch of random people just started some random mob at our embassy and it just happened to fall on the anniversary of 9/11, but yet it was just random? You mean to tell me that some random guys just happened to find some random video that was speaking against Islam also on the anniversary of 9/11? Once again, don't insult my intelligence. I knew it was a terror attack when they first started showing footage of it on the news. You know, I just did not trust her. And now here she is trying to run for president. You know, once again, and lying about the whole email scandal server stuff that was going on. Now with Trump, I didn't vote for him. I felt he was immoral, no leadership skills as far as politics is concerned. And to be honest, I thought his campaign was a joke. I thought he was a joke. He went to Liberty University to give some speech about Christianity, and he got scripture wrong. You know, he claimed to be a Christian, but yet, off camera, saying and doing stuff that was very unchristian. You know? And it felt like he was just saying stuff just to get votes from the religious voters, which I thought was just wrong. I would have had more respect for him on that particular issue if he would have been like, you know, y'all, I didn't grow up in the church. I don't know anything about the Bible. But I realize that there are some good points to the faith, and that's what I try to live my life on. You know, I try to be a decent guy, or this or that, or the other. Something like that. I would have had more respect for him. But not to get up in front of that university and make himself look like a fool, pandering to those people. I thought that was wrong. And so I didn't vote. Because number one, I believe a candidate for president should have been a governor. So I would have either voted for that guy from Louisiana, I forget his name, Bobby Jindal, or Jeb Bush I would have voted for, or there was one more governor that was running. can't remember his name right now. But those were guys that I would have voted for if they would have given a chance to, you know. But a man like Trump, he may be a businessman, which he may be a smart man. He may can do really good for this country as far as business and trade deals. But as far as having leadership experience, that's what I look for in a person that I want to be president. And number one, I just didn't trust him either, you know. But since he won fair and square, I'm willing to give the man a chance. That's the least I can do, you know. And the way the media has been attacking him is wrong. If they would have spent 10% of that digging up dirt on Obama and telling the world of the shadiness that he was doing, I think he wouldn't have gotten away with so much. But he was in the media's back pocket. He had George Soros funding him. And if you ever spoke against Obama, especially if you were white, you were considered a racist. He had those things going for him. And playing that card is one of the most disgusting things he could have ever done. And I'm not saying everything the man did was bad. I'm not saying that. But just those three things were shady. And I find it funny that the media, as many times as Obama went behind Congress's back and signed unlawful executive orders, nobody said a word about it. When they called him out on the whole healthcare issue, nobody called him out on it except Fox. MSNBC made excuses. CNN made excuses. How can you pass a bill without reading it? You would never go to a car lot and buy a car without reading the fine print. Would you? No. You wouldn't go to a bank and get a loan without reading the fine print of what you sign your name to, would you? You wouldn't buy a house. But yet here this man is, him and his buddies, crafted this healthcare bill without reading it. Not caring about how many millions he would put out of insurance. You know? Lying about the whole doctors thing, about how you would be able to keep your doctors. Nobody called him out. And I've seen people on Facebook, now that Trump is in office, railing against Trump, but yet turning a blind eye, not one time commenting on the stuff that Obama did. But now, because of Trump is in office, and they hate that man with a passion, it's almost as if they're trying to find a reason to find fault with him. This new travel ban? I'm sorry. When you have 7 of the most dangerous countries, why would you want anybody from those countries coming across the border, coming across the ocean to get here? You can't trust their paperwork. Passports and visas can be forgeries. You can't take their word for it. So until a better vetting system is in place, what's wrong with that? I'm sorry, I don't see it. I don't see the problem with it. And if you're going to say, oh, he's going to ban all Muslims, then you're giving that man more power than he can get. And if he's going to ban Muslims, how come all the other Muslim countries aren't on that list? I've got friends in Malaysia right now. They can easily get their visa and come here. Last time I checked, Malaysia was a Muslim country. What's the problem? The media will not give this man any satisfaction. They're going to spend the next 4 years digging up all kinds of dirt, twisting all kinds of facts to make it look like this man isn't doing anything good for this country. Instead of giving this man the benefit of the doubt, you know, and telling the truth. And I feel that they're doing a great disservice by treating him this way. And once again, I didn't vote for the man. But these last 50-odd days of him being in office, every single thing I've read about him or seen him on TV, it's common sense. But the media would rather focus on some invisible Russian conspiracy, which they've known the man has had business deals in Russia ever since the campaign first started 2 years ago. They knew. And all of a sudden, it's an issue. He meets with these leaders when he's campaigning. How is that illegal? And Vladimir Putin just said a couple of days ago that folks from Clinton's camp came to talk to him. So once again, how is that wrong? You know, when I was growing up, I always wanted to either be a novelist or go into journalism. And now seeing the way the media attacks this man for no reason at all makes me so glad I didn't go into journalism. Because knowing my luck, I'd be stuck with some editor who would tell me how to write my paper, you know, how to whitewash the truth, how to twist facts, and that's not what a true journalist does. A true journalist writes facts and leaves his opinions at the door unless he's going to write the editorial. But, you know, they will not give this man a fair break, and it's not right. But yeah, all the stuff that Obama did, they completely overlook, didn't report, you know, which is not right. It's not right at all. And when the news media leans more on politics than stating the truth, bringing the truth out to the American people, then what good is media? What good is it? Its mandate is to tell the truth and tell the facts. Let the reader make up their opinion. And when they're not doing that job, what's the point of media? It becomes a propaganda machine if it's not doing its job. And that's all I'm going to say on that issue. But the way they're treating this man is just, it's not right. And he's fighting an uphill battle. He's having to go on Twitter, you know, in order to either set the record straight or tell his side of the story, you know, because the media isn't doing their job. And it's not right. And for these fifth column judges to go and block this new travel ban, I think there's one in Hawaii who blocked it, and there's one over on the East Coast, I forgot what state. That's wrong. So the next terror attack that happens in this country, whether it's on a scale of 9/11 or some club shooting like in Florida last year, we should hold these judges accountable because they're not doing their job. They're not doing their job. I would trust a president who gets daily briefings, or at the very least near daily briefings, on national security issues than a judge who sits behind a bench and waves his gavel around like it's a magic wand. You know, I'll believe what Trump has to say and his advisors more so than some judge who knows nothing about national security and sometimes knows nothing about the law because they're too busy trying to interpret the law instead of just reading the law and making their judgment based on what is already written. And 9 times out of 10, there's no interpretation needed for the law. It's written in black and white. That's what it says. This is what you do. It's not for anybody, any one of us, to go and try to reinterpret what's already been done. If it's some unprecedented thing that happens, that's different. But when you got judges who want to reinterpret the Constitution just to fit their own emotions or political leanings, that's wrong. That's so very wrong. And the American people in this country are going to pay for it because of judges like that. You know, and the judge in Hawaii, I read today, there was some rumors saying that he blocked it because he didn't want the Hawaii tourism industry to hurt. As if people from those 7 countries are going to damage Hawaii's tourism industry. Get real. And one more thing. I know Trump said something about banning Muslims when he was on the campaign trail. But once again, if you think the man can do that, you're giving that man way more power than he can ever get. And furthermore, if his intention was to ban Muslims, once again, how come all the other Muslim countries aren't on that list? How come? Because that's not his intention. That's why. That's not his intention. Well, before I start repeating myself, let me end this video. And I'll get back onto the video game stuff next. So, I'll see you guys later.